Hi class, in this video I just want to do a quick introduction to directional angles and directional cosines for vectors in section 12.3. Okay, so the directional angles of a non-zero vector A, so here we have this vector A emanating from the origin, are the angles alpha, okay, this corresponds to the angle from the x-axis, beta, which corresponds from the angle from the y-axis, and gamma corresponds from the angle from the z-axis. Okay, so that vector A makes the positive x, y, and z-axis respectively. Okay, so the cosines of these direction angles, cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, and cosine of gamma, are called the directional cosines of the vector A. Okay, so using corollary from a previous lecture, with vector A replaced by the ijk in the vector, all right, we obtain the following. Cosine of alpha is equal to a times I divided by the magnitude of A and the magnitude of I. Well, the dot product of A times I is just A1, the first component of A. The magnitude of I is just 1. So the cosine of alpha ends up just being A1, so the component relative to the x-axis divided by the magnitude of A. Similarly, it's the same for the following. Cosine of beta is A2 divided by the magnitude of A, and cosine of gamma is A3 divided by the magnitude of A. So what this helps us then is then be able to find the values of alpha, beta, and gamma. All right, let's just do a quick example. So find the directional angles of the vector A, which is equal to 1, 2, 3. Very simple. First thing we're going to do is find the magnitude of A, all right, which is just the square root of the square of each component, which gives us the square root of 14. So similarly then, what we are seeing here is cosine of alpha would then be 1 divided by the square root of 14. Cosine of beta would then be 2 divided by the square root of 14. And cosine of gamma would then be 3 divided by the square root of 14. You could just take the inverse cosine of each to then find the angles. So it would turn out that alpha, the directional angle from the x-axis, would be 74 degrees. Beta, the directional angle from the y-axis, would be 58 degrees. And gamma, the directional angle from the z-axis, would be 37 degrees.